Welcome to SandCity Sports. I am your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King, and we are back again to bring you all the sports and current events news stories that you need to know. Folks, we are T-minus 24 hours to the kickoff of the NBA season. It surely is a good time to be a sports fan. We have the football season in full swing. The World Series is coming up. Hockey, yes, hockey is underway. And then tomorrow, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, I'm not sure the specific time we have the first game, but the NBA season will commence. And folks like myself are of the mind that it could be the best NBA season in the last 20 years. Facts on facts on facts on facts. This year, the amount of teams that have a legitimate chance to win the championship, it's, up to 10 teams. That might be a little bit liberal, but there's certainly 6, 7, 8 teams that could take the NBA title. And, I'm of the mind that that number could go into the double digits, as this campaign gets underway. So, the hooper in me and the basketball world, universe, solar systems, people that love that. I mean, it's basically Christmas, 2 months early. Exciting stuff. And so, just wonderful. Start the show with that and those sentiments. Nonetheless, we are only in October, so the basketball coverage has to be modified, curtailed, take a back seat to what is, of course, king in the land of sports during the fall and winter seasons. And, of course, I'm talking about football. We had another great week, of competition. Right now, I'm here at the outstanding Cape Cod Media Center in Dennis, Massachusetts. As always, being helped and supported, encouraged, and really pushed further and further along the way by the staff and resources here at the Media Center. But I bring that up because I can understand if it's a quiet night here in Dennis, Massachusetts, because the Patriots are certainly playing Monday Night Football, and that's obviously where all the tension is focused right now, and rightfully so. They have a primetime matchup against an upstart New York Jets team. We will conclude with that narrative, with that storyline. We have to begin, of course, with what happened yesterday, another game in primetime, Sunday night game of the week with the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. A little bit redundant. I've used that quote before, Tale of Two Cities. But that really summed up the backdrop for the Dallas Cowboys in their matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles. Never mind the fact that this is a rivalry situation. These two teams have history, have, dare I say, a bit of animosity. In these divisional battles, you hear these pro athletes talk about, and, really, if you play sports at a high level, you kind of understand this. The records, you can throw them out the window. If this is a divisional game and the Cowboys and Eagles is just known, I mean, the NFC, it's just that conference, that division, and, AFC North as well, and, but, even though in this circumstance both teams were 3-3, Cowboys having lost 3 straight. Eagles, I believe, started off 1-2 and righted the ship. Listening to the commentary today, The Eagles' record 3-3. People, pointed out if they had executed down the stretch up to this point of the season, they could have easily been 5-1 or 4-2. But nonetheless, two teams that straight up don't like each other got together last night in Big D. All right, Dallas, America's team, Jerry World, and it just had all of the pre-game hype that a matchup like this is deserving of. Top of the list, Doug Peterson, Eagles coach. Last week after the Eagles, got a big and important win to get themselves to 500, came out and proclaimed that they was going to go on the road the next week and get the W in Dallas. Not that this, situation needed any more energy, any more fuel to fan the flame, but that in and of itself took on a life of its own and just made this, something where, everyone was interested in anticipating what was going to happen. All right. So what did happen? I'm at a loss for words in terms of the buzz, the phrase, but Dallas stomped them. Dallas, from the beginning of the game, came out, turned the ball over, got a fumble, ran it back in for the touchdown. Next possession, Lawrence coming around the edge, strips Wentz, another touchdown. They go up 2 scores early, and that just set the tone. Final score 37-10. Dallas Cowboys, big statement in this victory over the Eagles. Look, I done touched on the rivalry aspect of this matchup. We have to look at and highlight, and this is what, the narrative that has been going on. This was not just two teams who have history and tradition. This was two players in Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz whose competition mirrors that of the two franchises. What Dak Prescott did last night, you have to, whether or not, and I've been on the record on this show, not a huge fan or believer in Dak Prescott. I think he's a good quarterback. Don't think he's anywhere near elite. Talking about the Patrick Mahomes and the Tom Brady's and the Russell Wilsons and the Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely not. Him playing in Dallas certainly magnifies his prominence, his significance in the sports landscape. The fact of the matter is this. What I saw last night from Dak Prescott, I don't see how more of us aren't. Now listen, Skip Bayless and his Cowboys love and how he gets down, that is of a certain, variety in and of itself. We don't all have to love the Cowboys where Skip Bayless loves the Cowboys. We don't all have to, to be these super hyped up Cowboys fans that are just known from coast to coast. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? And even though all those things are absolutely splendid, and make the game of football and everything that much better. The enthusiasm of the Cowboys Nation is wonderful. But what I'm getting at is Dak Prescott is an individual who rolls with the